shit.
Careful.
It's not real, man.
Well, you didn't think it was anyway.
I didn't. Yo, welcome back to the experimental cook. Yeah, like I said, man, you read it. Sweet and spicy pork belly sandwich. I am a sucker for a sandwich. You know, anything wrapped up in some like dough, I'm with it. So we're gonna start with this marinade, and we got hella garlic cloves. Couldn't tell you how many. Don't want to. Um, we got onions because onions belong everywhere all the time. And if you think different, fight me then. I don't give a damn. I fight over some red onions. Of course, we're gonna season it, hit it with some salt. We got the ground black pepper on deck, and cayenne for some spice. And then to balance it all out, we have some light brown sugar. Um, and again, it's sweet and spicy. So that's exactly what we're going for. Um, Next up is this lemongrass. I thought the lemongrass was cool. It smells so good. Be careful with it because it can overpower everything you're doing. It's real fibrous, so just give it a quick chop before tossing it into the blender. And we got jalapeno, and I'm still a punk about spice, so I only put in half, but I did contemplate. And then about a cup of water. Um, yeah, if I were to go back and change anything, I probably would do half water, half soy sauce, and leave out the salt because later on when I tasted it, we'll get into that. All right, we got everything blended up. We're gonna give it a taste because you should always taste your marinades. Um, I thought I needed more salt, so I went ahead and added more salt. Give it another taste, and we're cool. It's solid. We'll move on to our pork belly. I tried to do what I could to show y'all that it was pork belly to prove that it was. Um, but there. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, oh well. It's pork belly. You about to see that. Yeah. So I got 2 pounds of pork belly. I thought, hey, I'll cut into the skin like I've seen some of the pros do. Release that fat, open that fat, and then when you fry it, all the little like cracks and all that. Yeah, but then I just gave up. So yeah, I just cut it into slices, like you would bacon. Um, Man, I should probably make a video on how to cure bacon. It's something that I've attempted in the past, but found it to be quite salty. So, yeah, I might have to try it again. So I work with pork belly a few times, nothing crazy, but it's if you like really fatty meat that's not smoked, right? Because if it was smoked, it'd be bacon. Then this is the way to go. And that's it. I also took off all the skin on the pork belly. I had a plan to fry the skin, get it crispy, and add it to the sandwich, but I get lazy sometimes. So we're gonna pour the marinade over our pork belly. I'm not afraid to get my hands into some, all whatever types of shit is on this pork because I know how to wash my hands. All right, cover it up, knock it in the fridge overnight, and then we're back to it. So right now we're gonna start working on our pickled red onions, our pineapple pickled red onions. I thought it was so cool when I thought, man, the acidity in pineapple. I mean, come on, like I was talking to myself about it and everything. So we had white vinegar, we got apple cider vinegar, we got our pineapple chunks. But we're just gonna use the juice for now. Of course, black peppercorns, throw them in there, and about a cup of water or less. If you like a sharper pickle, then you don't have to add as much water. So let's prep these onions. I did become frustrated with my produce because um, uh, yeah, as you can see, it doesn't look right. Look at the rings. Look at the rings. I managed to find a couple, but storing your produce correctly is mad important. Laying onions flat can sometimes be an issue. So hang them up or rotate them or something. All right. So I got the red onion in the jar. I got some jalapenos, and some shallot in the jar. Um, and then boil the pickle and pour it in while it's hot. Seal it while it's hot and place it in the fridge while it's hot. Um, so I'm sealing it, but then I'm like, oh snap. Oh snapsies. You know what would be dope? What would be dope is to pickle some of these pineapple chunks. And you'll see later how the pineapple chunks turned out. I really enjoyed them. There were some other critics who had different opinions. All right, so I did fry a practice piece of meat just to observe and get a feel for the flavor if I wanted to add anything. And while it was tasty, because it's salty, it's sweet, it has all those things to it, it wasn't as powerful as I'd like it. And again, if I could change anything, it would be to cook with a little bit of soy sauce and not so much water, just to give it that little extra briny saltiness. But nevertheless, the flavor was great. A little with the lemongrass and the jalapeno and all of that stuff. Um, let that fry up and do its thing, and I'm gonna move on to my little sauce. It's really simple sauce. Mayo, spicy brown, mustard that is, not me, and onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper. We're gonna mix this up and set this to the side. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. And look at this, man, fresh off the fire. This bag, you can still see the grease sizzling on it. Little sizzle. Um, I had to get an aerial view. Now it's blurry, but you know what you're looking at. Don't play me. All right, don't play me. Here's my my toast. I butter toasted some sweet batard bread, and again, this is something that I probably should have thought more about. I wanted something sturdy that was going to hold up against this very fatty, meaty piece of swine. Um, so I went with a thicker bread, but really a nice, soft, sweet bread would have been much better because the roof of my mouth was crying. Um, so here's our pickled pineapple. Putting it to the side. Not gonna put it on the sandwich because I wasn't sure. But load this thing up, man. Um, yeah, it was beautiful. And I'm gonna let you listen to this reaction from um, trying out the. I need you to taste the spicy pickle.
Oh my god.
That's great. Is that for you?
It's the dissonance. Because I'm like, that tastes like a jalapeno.
Yeah.
Not a jalapeno.
Yeah, your cognitive dissonance is
My brain's like, what did you do? I don't like it. Don't do that again. Don't you ever do that to us again. That's what my brain said. Just so you know.
You want to see the final product?
Yeah, let's see it. Ooh, she looks pretty.
She is pretty.
Can I tip it up for you? Oh, okay, you got it. She know how to shoot her shit. It looks very good, baby.